This time, it's an uphill battle.
I think I see your house up there.
A hilltop house with a lot of downfalls.
Yeah, we don't even know where to start.
Just start anywhere. Design dilemmas and uncovering years of problems.
We're gonna have to rebuild the whole house.
But the results you won't believe. We're going to new heights to give this place curb appeal.
Genevieve, you ready to go for a bike ride? All right, let's go.
2 wheels, quiet streets, and large parks. The Denton's neighborhood is perfect for their favorite pastime.
See that post down there? I'll beat you too.
Oh, no, you won't.
Let's go.
But riding up to their home at the top of the hill is when the fun comes to a halt.
We pretty much have the ugliest house on the block.
An ancient roof, faded siding, and a yard that falls short of being called a garden.
It's our diamond in the rough.
It looks to me more like double diamond slope. I mean, you could probably do some hardcore skiing up there, right?
It's definitely steep.
Well, we have a designer that can polish this little diamond up for you guys, and I think can also tackle that hill.
Great.
Sounds good.
Designer Yvette Piaggio already has ideas to make this place top-notch.
The house has a bit of a lodgy feel, and not in a good way. What I'd like to do is lighten it up, add some stone, and add some additional contemporary elements. It reminds me of kind of like West Coast feel. So if we go kind of with that West Coast, where there's a lot of stone and rock, and being you guys are really into nature and woods, and you know, maybe it's doing smaller planks, or maybe it's just repainting, but color. Color is power.
So what do you think about our garden, Yvette?
Well, just leaves me speechless.
We pretend that we're avid gardeners, but we need low maintenance.
We need low maintenance. You should see our mower.
You can't even see where the door is because it's the same color as the rest of the house.
The light.
The light.
The light.
Element.
The lack of light.
Well, this part was here when we came, but I picked the part that hangs down below.
That's very contemporary. Okay, so tell me about this mailbox.
We inherited the mailbox that came with the house.
Tell me how you feel about the outside. Are you open to color, brightening it up?
Definitely.
Definitely.
We've thought about our house many times as being way too dark.
If there was one thing I could change about the house, it would definitely be the color. And mailbox. New mailbox.
No, we love the mailbox.
like
Why
the
do you
new
keep
mailbox.
talking about the
New
mailbox?
In no time, Yvette's ideas come together, and there's a plan. First, the dark wood siding will go light gray and slate blue for an updated look. Then, the red brick will be replaced with river rock for that natural coastal feel. For the slope, Yvette has groundbreaking ideas. A stairway from the curb to the front door will greet visitors with style. Finally, the landscape will go rugged with hardy bushes and boulders. Well, guys, I think with all the river rock coming into the yard, it's probably time to get rid of this baby.
Lawn art, lawn sculpture.
I like
Now
that.
you're talking. A few days later, work starts at the top. But it's news from the bottom that halts the work on the drive.
The previous owner had asphalted right over the sidewalk. The county basically is in charge of the sidewalk and the apron that goes to the street, and they don't want asphalt on the sidewalk. And so we don't want asphalt on the sidewalk because we don't want the county to come afterwards.
When you think about it, what is curb appeal without a nice new curb?
Very good point.
That's right.
The next morning,
Today we're going to Windowsmith to look for a front door for Lauren and Allison. The idea is clean lines and simple design, and we'll paint it a bold color that will later tie into the contemporary design.
These are all fiberglass, so they're synthetic. Yeah, I know. You want a wood door because you're a purist.
You know, fiberglass. You know, if we ever have to landfill that door, where does it go? You know, it just stays in the landfill. So a door, it's, you know, you can replant a new tree basically.
So you can stain it, you can paint it, but you know, if you're in an historic district or you're a purist, we'll go.
Well, I would. Both my wife and I would prefer to have a wooden door.
Well, I think I've got the perfect.
Oh wow!
There
Yep.
it is.
Is that what you're looking for?
That looks very
Mine
similar.
is these though. I think these are going to be a bit busy for you with the.
Just want plain
Does
glass.
it come clear?
Yeah,
This
can you
clear
Come
glass?
clear.
It's going to be perfect. You know, the entry is so important, and this will really set the tone for the entire home.
A couple of days later,
We're just not really feeling the love of the California coastal.
the design has hit a bump in the road.
Well, we thought we liked the idea of the contemporary coastal design, but the more the detail got fleshed out, we realized it just didn't feel like it was a good reflection of who we were. We're really interested in kind of the East Asia influence, kind of a Japanese look, and we brought that into our living room. We were wondering if there was a way we could bring that to the outside of our house too.
Absolutely. But you don't want your house to look like a pagoda. We're starting from scratch. As a good designer, I felt it was important to find out what Allison and Lauren liked. So I gave them a homework assignment. I told them to go to their house and pull things that they loved and that inspired them, bring it back to me, and we were going to go from there.
Why don't you check out some of these books? There might be some good inspiration here. I like the arbor.
This here?
Yeah, that's pretty. Why don't you grab that picture too
All right.
for a bit?
I heard you gave them homework.
I did.
What's up with that?
I had them go around the house and gather some things that inspired them and that they love.
Excellent. Are you going to grade them on it?
Absolutely.
Love the colors here. I mean, this one.
All right, let's take this.
Golds and greens are great.
How about this right here?
Yeah, I love the, the whole Asian influence and theme. I love these colors. These are great. Yvette sent us to do some homework, and when I'm looking around the house, I really am attracted to the colors, just our palette. I love the greens and the red and the gold colors that we have.
Hey, what about the Buddha here?
Oh, that'd be great.
Hey, everyone's entitled to change their mind, just as long as in the end, everyone's happy. It's still early in the game. Let's just hope that this is the only setback. Coming up,
How about this?
Love it.
we've got a new design and a new set of problems.
It just won't work.
It's not looking good.
Well, that's not the right attitude. We're coming with creative ways to give a new face to any old home.
It's going to look great.
Hey, I have faith. Our design is moving in a new direction. Yvette's original plan just wasn't meshing for homeowners Allison and Lauren. They're showing me some of their favorite books and household objects that Yvette will use for the new Asian-inspired design.
I think we have some new ideas about things that we could incorporate into the design concept.
Okay, so I'm thinking arts and crafts, I'm thinking Japanese influence,
I like
wood, clean lines.
It sounds like us.
Done.
Design plan, take 2. Okay, here's the new plan. We're sticking with light colors for the siding, but the accent color will go a natural green. The brick will stay, but will go the same color as the siding. The new door will still work, but instead of painting it, Yvette wants the door to stay natural in a wood stain. And at the top of the driveway, an arbor to bring in an Asian influence. Finally, the garden will go Japanese all the way, with a curved flagstone path and a graceful red footbridge. So, everybody happy?
Definitely happy.
Feeling the love.
Good.
Yeah.
No turning back now, guys. So.
All right.
No turning back.
That's right, you heard me.
All right, no turning back.
Going forward.
Let's get to work.
All right.
So the next day, Yvette calls in landscape designer Robert Woodman to help hash out the Japanese garden plan. First, she pitches her walkway idea.
I'd love to incorporate a footbridge that has an Asian style, Asian flair to it. Can we incorporate a footbridge somewhere, maybe at the top walkway?
We can do that. That's not a problem.
Okay, so my thoughts were if we could make this into a reflecting pool or a little reflection pond and maybe do some sort of stone border with, get this, you're gonna love this, a big Buddha or a pagoda, like a really large statue set in the middle so they could see it when they're inside looking out, and it's like the Buddha on the hill. Just see it all now with the Buddha on the hill. I know you'll do a great job of cleaning it all up and manicuring it.
Yeah, we're going to have to dangle from ropes just to get the job done, but where there's a will, there's a way.
I am so excited to get started.
Later, we're finally making real progress and saying goodbye to the damaged siding.
It's a mess. We got siding on top of siding on top of siding. I'm wondering if we can just put it all back on and just paint it and call it done.
News goes from bad to worse.
So you don't see any insulation in there right now?
Yeah, there's none there. After we tore down some of the siding, we saw that there's old insulation in the addition to the house, and there's no insulation in the old section of the house.
Well, I guess that explains the cold winters at our house.
Yeah, and you thought it was just the altitude. Yeah. And after a closer look,
Looks like after pulling off the siding, we got some termite damage down there. So we're gonna have to call in the termite guys and have them take a look at it and see what they need to do.
A few days later, things are finally looking up at the Dentons. First, that termite damage turned out to be a simple case of rotted wood, easily replaced. The crew moves forward with a new insulation and installation of the Western red cedar siding for the exterior.
It's an all-natural product. It comes from renewable resources. There are lots of composites that try to look like cedar, but none of them have the natural durability and the natural beauty.
The Japanese-style footbridge that'll go in the garden is taking shape. Then over the porch, Yvette's bringing in wood plank details. And to the left of the house,
I think it looks great.
the look is mimicked in the trellis.
It's a look borrowed from the arts and crafts architecture of the home and the Japanese garden. So it's incorporating clean lines with a pagoda flair.
Okay, lights came today. I'm excited to see what they look like. Path light, house lights, very pretty. Oh, I can't wait to see what these look like. Oh, these are great. How pretty. Oh, those are going to be great on the path. Oh, this is the big light for above the door. Oh, this is great. How beautiful. I love it. The green is going to match great.
Okay guys, welcome. Let's go do some shopping today.
All right, sounds great.
All right.
We've just met Robert. We're really excited.
We're going to pick out some plants. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day.
Japanese gardens, what we're looking for is subtle colors. We're looking for lots of evergreens. That's what we're really looking for today.
First, Robert shows them ornamental grasses for some of that soft texture.
Nice thing with ornamental grasses is that you can leave these up during the winter. You only prune these back around about March time.
Japanese iris will bring in architectural interest and a splash of color.
So ideally, I would really want to find out from you guys what kind of colors that you prefer.
Well, I think of these three, I like the one that you're holding the best.
And of course,
You know, in traditional Japanese garden, if there's nothing else that's used, a Japanese maple.
Robert's got his eye on a weeping red variety.
Now the red color in Asian cultures is supposed to symbolize good fortune.
Okay.
So I want to try and use that in the garden quite a bit.
We'll take more of that.
The next day, good fortune is underfoot as the bridge goes red. And around the front, the new door is installed. The door gets a rich stain to bring out the natural beauty of the grain. And our crew begins painting the house. The new siding goes a creamy yellow along with the brick, while the trim and trellis go a light green. The gutters arrive and are assembled right on the truck.
You want to make sure that your gutter system is properly sized. If you don't have the right size, you're just going to end up with water spilling over the front edge. You kind of want to look for a balance between aesthetics and utility when you're putting gutters on.
Meanwhile, Yvette and Allison are at an outdoor import store in search of Buddha.
Lauren and I are very interested in having a very quiet, peaceful front yard, and Yvette mentioned the Buddha. I thought that would be great for the hill. It's going to be very serene and tranquil, and I can't wait to see it.
Look over here. What do you think of this over here?
I think the height is right. I would just love to see him be a little bit longer.
Yeah, I love the Buddha. I love the image. I love the serenity about him.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I don't love the pedestal. I think it's a little blocky.
But we're getting closer, it sounds like. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. We're on the right track. This is a Bethel Buddha, and it's got a great scale, and I think it might work for you. What do you think?
Yes, I love the character. I love the face. I love the, the serenity.
With every Buddha, there's certain hand positions that have meaning. They're called mudras, and this one means transforming anger into wisdom, which is a great thing for a serene garden.
I think it's going to be a real adventure getting the Buddha actually in our yard, up the hill, up the driveway. It weighs over 300 pounds, so not something I want to carry personally up the steps or anything.
Back at the house, things aren't so peaceful. Looks like the landscaping crew has hit a massive obstacle while tearing out the Denton stump garden.
7 foot across. This was a big tree. The center of it had rotted out. That's why, when we first started looking at it, it looked like a giant crater, but it looks like now we've uncovered the volcano. We're going to be slaving away trying to remove this beast. We've been jinxed with machinery problems today. None of the machines want to work, so it's going to have to be blood, sweat, and tears. Definitely at the end of the day, when you go home with a doubled up back, it will be tears.
There's no crying on curb appeal, unless of course it's tears of joy. So let's take a break. Man, we have work to do. Coming up, creating entry artwork in minutes. No art skills needed.
Where'd you learn that?
Preschool. And a low-cost way to really drive home your style.
It's looking great.
I think it's perfect.
We're pulling out all the stops to make this design come to life.
What is this, Allison? Another homework assignment?
Our designer has given us a project to add a little color to the Denton's front doorway and tie the Asian garden in with our arts and crafts makeover.
What we're gonna do is take some of this fabric and cut some squares.
The gold first, right?
The gold first, and we're gonna cover these canvas boards with the fabric and then use the cranberry fabric on the bigger board.
Got it.
So let's cut some pieces and then we'll wrap the canvas.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm having them create a triptych, which is 3 pieces of art which hang on one wall. It's really easy. We're just taking fabric and wrapping it around canvas, and it's very, very inexpensive.
Once we cut the fabric to size,
Teamwork.
we spray an adhesive to keep it in place. Then a few staples.
Have you ever actually done this before, Allison?
No, I haven't really, but Yvette gave me good instructions.
Ow!
I'm sure it'll grow back.
I'm sure it's fine. All right, what are we going to do with these pretty ladies?
I think we're gonna put this on the big canvas here.
All right.
All right, so I've heard we're supposed to go horizontal with the ladies.
Is that what the instruction manual says?
That's what it says, so.
Art, it just doesn't get any easier.
Good job, nice work.
Nice job to you. This was your, you were driving the boat here.
Out front, the Denton's yard is looking east. Flagstone walkway. Large boulders. And dry creek beds make up the Japanese-inspired hardscape. And Buddha floats to the top of the hill.
That kind of looks like fun. I think the crane swing should be a permanent fixture in the landscape.
Yeah, installation art.
There you go. You know, you could even charge for rides up the hill.
It's better than riding the bike.
You got that right.
Then this hilltop garden goes green with plants that will create year-round beauty. Against the house, Nandina.
What I like about Nandinas is during the winter, this top part of the foliage turns a real vibrant red. Contrast against this color of the brickwork here, it's going to just be an explosion of color.
And across the yard, Robert's planting 3 sections of ornamental grasses.
The reason I do things in groups of 3 is so that it provides rhythm for the eye, because if you see similar things when you're standing down on the curb, it helps the eye move along the garden instead of it just stopping at one spot.
Finished off with a little bit of lawn.
Dan, it's back.
It is back. You know, it looks like you're going to need this bad boy after all.
You know what, that patch of grass, not a problem at all.
A new driveway is getting one-of-a-kind style.
I went with the scallop pattern for the driveway because of its Asian influence. It actually reminds me of a fan, and I love the illusion that it gives the driveway of being wider. The driveway is such an important element of the house. It's the first thing that you see, so it had to have the same wow factor as the rest of the house.
The process bonds a polymer cement material to the asphalt, making the driveway stronger. A final coat will seal it, so unlike paint, this won't chip or flake off.
They can salt it, they can use de-icing chemicals on it, and it's impervious to staining. So if oil or gas or diesel were to get on the driveway, it's not going to pass through the membrane of our coating into the asphalt substrate below.
Finally, it's time to accessorize.
I love it.
Clean graphic lines, rich natural materials, and Asian-inspired accessories put the final touch on this arts and crafts meets Japanese design.
Well, we're done. It was no small feat, but we conquered this hilltop house. And even through all the obstacles, I think we had fun. Well, at the very least, I had fun.
When we come back, this is our most drastic makeover yet. Don't miss the results next.
The outside of Lauren and Allison Denton's hilltop house needed a lot of work, and you could see that all the way down from the curb. With a little bit of arts and crafts design, some Japanese influence, and a whole lot of sore legs, this place now really shines.
At the start, this place said more abandoned lodge, not cozy home. Weathered wood, failing roof, and after a long walk to the top, the dark entry was anything but welcoming. Designer Yvette PIAGGIO looked to Allison and Lauren's love of Japanese design to turn what was lost amongst the woods into the neighborhood's hilltop oasis. Cool architecture, warm colors, and a meditative garden. The place that was easily looked past now begs a visit from passersby. The old facade was nothing but weathered wood and no real architecture to speak of. Yvette borrowed architectural ideas from the arts and crafts movement along with new light siding, giving this place real personality. Before, the yard was nothing but a big slope and lots of stumps. Now, river rocks, a bridge, and Buddha complete this Japanese garden, making for a truly tranquil entry. The old drive added nothing to the appeal from the curb. The new stamped drive in a Japanese style really ties this design together. A little arts and crafts style, a little Japanese inspiration, and a lot of creativity. It was an uphill battle, but with good design, this place finally tops the block.
Wow, it looks so great. I love the artwork here. I love the Buddha.
We're happy. We like it.
You know, it's a better reflection of who we are, and it just feels like a really, special place just to hang out. I love all the new decorative elements. I love the trellis. I love the beams underneath the porch. I love the new door is just fabulous. I just can't even explain how much better it feels to come up the street and see the house and come outside. It just feels, I feel very prideful about our house, and that's a great feeling. Oh, Yvette, we love the house. We're so much enjoying it.
I'm so happy. Thank you. It was my pleasure.
I think working with Yvette was great. She was just really open to our ideas, and even when we started down a path that we didn't finally go down, she was just great about just making sure that we were really satisfied with what our house was going to look like.
I think that the end result speaks for itself. It looks really nice.